I think that we all, as artists, because we're highly sensitive people, and this machine around us, this so-called music industry, is such a demonic thing. It sacrifices people's lives and their essences.
And the dark shall emerge from the fiery depths of hell to swallow the shallow, the hollow who dwell in the shadows of all who are willing to sell their souls for this rap game. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That ain't the hook, now follow me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That ain't the hook, now follow me. I can't die, my boo-boo's about to have my baby. I think it's too late for praying. Hold up, her voice spoke to me and it slowly started saying,
bring your lifestyle to me, I'll make it better.
And how long will I live?
Eternal life and forever.
Or will I be the G that I was?
I make your life better than you can imagine or even dream of. So relax yourself, let me take control. Close your eyes, my soul.
My eyes are closed.
You, die for you. You sell my soul to the devil. Anything for my life. You, die for you. You sell my soul to the devil. Anything for my life. You, die for you. You sell my soul to the devil.
I really want to be my authentic self, like 100%, and so it hurts, you know, when I don't feel like I can.
Did you ever have some bouts of where Katie just didn't want to go on?
Yeah, I wrote a song about it.
In just a few short years, she has sold more than 75 million tracks and has more than 1 billion views on YouTube.
That's how I process, is I write songs.
And you get rid of those feelings. Those
Well, yeah,
feelings.
some of them.
Katie's just an explosion. Keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
To her multi-hued hair colors as the reigning queen of pop.
Some of them don't come out fully, and that's why I still do the work.
Which song was that? What lyric comes to your mind?
By the grace of God.
I was going through some depressing, dark times.
Surprising, with that trademark Perry fun.
They're heartfelt.
It's hard, like I say, I get on tour.
Okay.
And it's hard because I'm ashamed.
It's been one wild ride for Perry, and one vastly different from her upbringing.
You did admit to having once had suicidal thoughts.
Very low thoughts.
Very low thoughts.
Yeah, it's hard because I feel ashamed that I would even like have those thoughts, you know? I'd feel that low or that depressed.
Her first album was gospel under her real name, Katie Hudson.
I so badly want to be Catherine Hudson that I don't even want to look like Katy Perry anymore sometimes.
That the number one problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. That's the biggest problem for children in this industry.
The casting couch even applies to children.
Oh yeah. Not in the same way. It's all done under the radar.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh yeah.
Elijah Wood's shocking allegations against the entertainment industry. In a new interview with the Sunday Times, the former child star alleges that pedophilia has been a real issue in Hollywood. He tells the publication, quote, "There are a lot of vipers in this industry, people who only have their own interests in mind."
I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded. Literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted and what they were about and the types of people that were surrounding me till I went, oh my God, they were everywhere like vultures.
The 35-year-old adds, "If you're innocent, you have very little knowledge of the world and you want to succeed. People with parasitic interests will see you as their prey." He goes on to allege that even as an adult in the industry, he has been, quote, led down dark paths to realize that these things probably are still happening.
Keith Urban was quoted to say, playing massive stadiums is not going to fill any hole inside of me, end quote. You probably all heard of Howard Stern. He's been pretty successful in his work. He just signed a contract not too long ago worth $400 million. Howard Stern makes $80 million a year. So he was interviewed, and the interviewer asked him, you must be happy. You have a beautiful wife. You're on radio 24/7. You've reached all your goals. You're paid better than almost anyone. Are you happy? And Stern says, no, I've never been happy a day in my life.
But didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. Cooking, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. And the fuck, nigga. I day shit, be your nigga. I nigga, one nigga, I was near. Yeah. Back to the bone. Ay, wait, these niggas watching. I swear to God, they be my clones. Yeah, hey, huh? Switching my hoes like my flows. Wall fam, that's all how much knows. Yeah, got me lit, I get those. I was sick in this. These niggas watching. I was sick in this. Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Now figure that out. Tell me that I sold my soul for you. For all you motherfuckers that's on here, that's asking me did I sell my soul, why the fuck is y'all on here if y'all think I sold my soul? Y'all coming right with me, you dummies.
Lil Uzi Vert has been under much scrutiny as of late for his questionable actions. Uzi first caught flack for wearing a feminine sweater a week ago.
And the collar on that shirt big as shit, boy. Your ass got on the nipple revealer. You want to see my nipple real quick? Shirt ass, boy. And that chain tight as hell on your neck, boy. One hiccup gonna fuck your whole life up. Your name ain't even Lil Uzi Vert no more. Your name Jacuzzi Squirt.
Uzi is now being questioned for promoting Satanism after sporting an upside-down cross chain. Uzi is seemingly practicing the customs of his music idol Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson essentially confirmed Uzi's support of his Satanist movement in an eyebrow-raising Instagram post. Manson posted onto IG a photo of Uzi holding a custom icy Ben Baller chain model after his image. He captioned the post, Lucifer Rising. Uzi liked the post in addition to commenting with a fire emoji. Marilyn Manson's upcoming Heaven Upside Down album and tour also appears to hint the meaning of Lil Uzi Vert's Upside Down Cross. Uzi expresses love for Marilyn Manson during an interview with Nardwuar.
It's my father, the Pale Emperor. Listen here. At age 27, I will leave this earth for this man right here. He's the Pale Emperor.
Manson explained Satanism in an old interview.
In America, Satanism is sensationalized and kind of misunderstood, and people associate it with worshiping the devil and things like that. But it's really a philosophy about individuality and self-preservation. It's about, being your own God.
Uzi's promotion of the Upside Down Cross had upset Migos' Offset. Offset suggested that artists who wear upside down cross chains to get with God.
All y'all niggas wearing upside down cross. Even my little partners, man. Stop that shit, boy. You look lame. All that worship the devil shit. Get with God, man. Ain't gonna get you.
Uzi was unbothered by Offset's criticism and continued to troll fans on his IG by posting the satanic symbols, including the 666 and upside down cross. Offset wrote in Uzi's comments section, "I will pray for you, my brother." Offset's comments come after Lil Uzi Vert wore a $2,400 Valentino shirt with an upside down cross at the Billboard Music Awards. If you'd like to check out more on this story, be sure to click the link in the bio. Thank you.
In the industry, like, you could really buy these niggas loyalty. I'm Brim, you know what I'm saying? I'm a hat girl. I've been jacking Brim since I was fucking 16. And I took an oath when I was 16. And loyalty means so much to me. And loyalty should mean so much to anybody, because let's say if the devil comes to you, right? And so I'll give you $100 million, but I want you to turn your back on God. Would you turn your back on God, or will you take that $100 million? Me personally, I would turn that $100 million, because loyalty to my God, loyalty to my people, loyalty is so important to me. But evidently, it's not loyal. Ain't no loyalty to these niggas. These niggas, a bitch with a bigger clout, or a nigga with a bigger clout.
I can be me. I can be whoever, because I'm true to me. I can go to neutral easily. A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason I sell 6 million records, the reason I could go to jail and come out without a scratch, the reason I can walk around, the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell it. It's still within me. I still feel it. My heart is still connected to my body. So I could, any character, I'm going to bring that intensity, that truth, that honesty to it, because I have to repay for that blessing from Black Jesus, from God. I have to pay for that by shining. If he give you the voltage and you waste it, that's the curse. He gave me the voltage, I'm going to shine. It's not mine, it's from God. It's God. Not that it's so special that nobody got it, but all of our gifts and blessings and our strengths and our weaknesses come from God.
Got it twisted, you know what I mean? Right. We got organization because we peak game, and it's not the mob really that we seeing, it's really the government. They the biggest mob. That's who we study. Governments.
I stood up, and it's the first thing you've heard him say in like 2 weeks of court. You know, Your Honor, and throughout this entire court case, you haven't looked me or my attorney in the eye once. It's obvious that you're not here in search of justice. So therefore, there's no point in me asking for a lighter sentence. I don't care what you do, because you're not respecting us. This is not a court of law as far as I'm concerned. No justice is being served here. And you still can't look me in the eye. And so I say, do what you want to do. Give me whatever time you want, because I'm not in your hands. I'm in God's hands. You can cut the tension in the courtroom with a knife. It moved the whole side of the prosecution. I didn't say it like Pac said it. The way Pac said it, everybody's eyes in the courtroom watered up. Nobody could speak for a minute. Brave motherfucker, yo.
I sit on a council of 13 people that take orders only from the Rothschild Tribunal in London, which they claim they take their orders directly from Lucifer.
I was the manager of Zodiac Productions, which Zodiac Productions, its name's been changed since then. I'm not even sure what to call it now, but it's the largest music conglomerate in the world. It owns RCA Records, Columbia Records, Motown Records, owns almost all the concert booking agencies in the United States. And that's not even the name of the company that owns it. The name of the company that owns it is Brenner Enterprises, and Brenner Enterprises is owned by Chase Manhattan. Chase Manhattan's owned by Standard Oil, and Standard Oil's owned by the Lords of London. You can track it on back. You kind of get the idea after a while. But I was the managing president of Zodiac Productions. It's one of my jobs, as being one of these 13 people. Thus, I got to know many of the people who produce music and sing the music and play the music that you play. Now, one of the closest friends that I got during that time that I obtained was a man named David Crosby. Crosby, Still, Nash & Young. I saw David the day before Christmas last year, talked with him. I got him away from this witch that he had with him. He told her to go shopping. We were in West Hollywood, and I was witnessing around to people I knew. We went off in this store, and we started talking. I said, David, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I said, I already know the answers, but I've been gone for 5 years. I'd like to know if certain things are still the way they were when I left. I said, now I'll have to explain some of this when I'm done, because you're not going to understand it all unless you know something about music. I said, do they still take the master to the temple room? Dave said, yeah. I said, do they still have the coven conjure demons into the master? He said, of course. I said, now, I got to know something. What's the main reason for rock music? He said, come on, Lance, you know what the reason is. I said, please, David, I don't want to guess. Tell me what the main reason is. He says, the same as when you were in, so that we can play spells on people that we couldn't cast spells upon. I'll explain what that means in a minute. I said, okay, one last thing. I've been hearing that you must be an initiated witch now to get a record contract. He said, that's right. He says, many of us that weren't total witches have to be witches now in order to produce music. I said, thank you. The master is a tape about as big as the top of this podium that looks like an overgrown 8-track that the album is cut on and is placed in a machine that produces and presses the records and the 8-tracks and cassettes that you buy. After it's been recorded, it's taken in. This is why a master is cut months in advance before it's released. On the full moon, it's taken in to a temple room about the size of this auditorium that is in every one of the major music companies, behind locked doors up in the executive offices. And it's placed on an altar sitting in the north of the room, and a pentagram engraved in the floor. And 13 hand-chosen witches and wizards in a coven come in and conjure a principality or a power up, usually Regia or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there. If that's too hard for you to believe, I'm sorry. That's why they do it.
Talk about the New World Order defined as you have as being Luciferian.
Yes.
How do you know that?
I say to the Americans, have you seen these seals before? They say, no. I say, but they've been on your dollar since 1933. How come you've never seen them? They're Illuminati seals, which was a secret society set up in 1776 by a man called Adam Weishaupt, according to the Encyclopedia Britannica. Weishaupt was an ex-Jesuit priest who had an aim, was to put Lucifer on the throne of the world. And on the back of the dollar here, you see the seal on the left-hand side, and there's an eye in the triangle. Anybody who is familiar with witchcraft will know that that eye, when you open it a little bit, is the eye of psychic knowledge. When you open it completely and it is illumined, as this one is, it is the eye of Lucifer himself, who is the god of Freemasonry, the god of witchcraft, and the god of the occult or esoteric practice. Then you have the 13 layers of stone on the pyramid, and people should be asking the question, what is an Egyptian pyramid doing on the back of an American dollar? What link-up is there between America and Egypt? The answer is none at all, except in the field of the occult. And if you look at it carefully, you'll see the 2 horns go uppermost, the 2 ears outwards, and the beard of the goat, which fits into the pentagram, the 5-pointed star. Anybody into witchcraft knows this. The beard stops right at the White House again. So the presidency of America is affected by witchcraft from 2 different directions, the point of the end of the compass and also the point of the beard of the goat. Bush, of course, belongs to a society that his father belonged to before him and his father before him. The name of the society is called the Skull and Bones, sometimes called the Order, sometimes called 322. It has German origins. It has a swastika on the wall. Can you believe this? The men involved in it are not allowed to say anything about the society. If the word the Order comes up with Skull and Bones, they must leave the room immediately. They will never discuss it. Each of these men who join has a secret code name. For example, George Bush, the ex-president's name was Poppy. I don't know what they're going to call George Bush Jr. if he gets the job, but I would say he was one of the most likely men to get the job, and they become puppets on strings and do exactly what they're told.
Do they realise they're becoming used in that role as puppets, or are they willingly going along with it?
They must know. They must know. They can't be stupid. I mean, the presidents in America are not elected, they are chosen beforehand. At the moment, Gore's ahead in the polls, but I still think Bush will get it because he belongs to the Skull and Bone Society.
Are determined to win for themselves undisputed control of the wealth, natural resources, and manpower of the entire planet. They intend to turn the world into their conception of a Luciferian totalitarian socialist state. In the process, they will eliminate all Christians, Jews, and atheists. You have just learned one, but only one, of the great mystery.
The people who are running this country from behind the scenes do not care a thing about Americans or bloodshed anywhere.
I think we're going to awaken one day to find out that we've all been too relaxed and entertained and watching television and being entertained with all the cares of life, never realizing what is going on in this country.
In the secret, ladies and gentlemen, they are at least very bare minimum 50 to 100 years ahead beyond what you can even imagine.